Goya Cares is teaming up with border czar Tom Homan and investigative reporter Sara Carter to launch an initiative aimed at locating over 325,000 missing illegal migrant children for Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Here to discuss is Goya CEO Bob Unanue and Fox News contributor Sara Carter. So back in the summer, myself and Will and Pete interviewed Donald Trump. I asked him directly, will you find these children who are missing? And he said, yes, of course. And I was so heartened to learn that he was already starting on this right away. As soon as he won, he got Tom Homan on it. So, Bob, I'll start with you. What is Goya doing to help Tom Homan in the search for these children, which is so tragic?
Well, what a difference an election makes, right? And people who care about, this past administration has been active in bringing in people, not just from the northern southern border, but a parole system where we're flying people in from Nicaragua, Haiti, Venezuela, and Cuba. But, we were involved in the movie Sound of Freedom, where we became aware of this tremendous evil of trafficking. And so with that awareness, we formed a coalition of different people, organizations, that to raise awareness. We're going into schools with people like Monique Bear, Crime Stoppers, different groups, to bring awareness to this problem, because before that we weren't aware that this last administration was actively bringing this in. We've gone from 85,000 children missing to 340,000, but they're not missing. They've been sold. They're purchased basically and then handed off to sponsors. 40 children at one address. That's not a home. No. It's a business.
You're absolutely right. And I love that you're going into the schools, Bob, because so many of these kids are ending up in the school system. And you're able to give the signs and let them know that there's help for them and resources should that happen. But obviously, this is going to take law enforcement, right, Sara?
Oh, it's going to take a huge cooperation with federal, local, state law enforcement officials, as well as, I think, our partners in the Western Hemisphere. There's no way to stop this kind of crisis alone. I mean, everybody has to be working together. Bob's right with Goya Cares. We're able to get out there and educate students in the schools. We're able to find, within the communities, those kids that may be trafficked, that may be afraid. They can go to someone, feel safe, and report what's happening. And then, but it's the aftercare.
That's what I want to know. What happens after you find them? What is happening to these children? The Biden administration, Tom Homan, you guys find them, and then what happens?
Well, I think that the very first thing is mental health. I mean, a lot of what we're dealing with now and finding their parents, their actual guardians, because a lot of these children have come into the country, have disappeared into homes where they're being sold, as Bob has stated. So we need to locate their guardians. One thing I can say, Rachel, I spoke with President Bukele. I've been to El Salvador a number of times. We know that children have been trying to contact relatives. HHS has a hotline. Some of these children have called that hotline. These children are going to find their way back to safety because Tom Homan is going to be leading that effort with President Trump. And the people who are trafficking these children in the United States need to be held to the full extent of the law. They absolutely have to be punished. There is no way that we can allow this to continue to happen. We're a nation that is based on principles and morals. And we can't sit around and we can't accuse anyone else of doing anything if we're not willing to take care of the problem that has happened in this country because of a wide open border under President Biden.
Well, Bob, as you know, we were complicit in this. The Congress, the Democrats refused to do DNA tests on these children, and then they handed them off to people we don't know. They're telling me I have to wrap. One last sentence from you, Bob.
This is the biggest industry in the world. It's the money and the power, that we seek, and this administration who cares about our kids, they're going to solve this. We've already not 1 week into this administration, and we're already saving thousands of people.
It's unbelievable, and it's remarkable what you've done, Sara and Bob. There are very few CEOs who want to take on an ugly issue like this. God bless you for putting your efforts and your money behind something.
Very few presidents.
And very few presidents. Amen to that. Thank you, Bob.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.